thing that I'd like to point out, I didn't study math. I know there's some PhDs up here, but 316 and 316 appear to me to be the same number and not higher or lower than each other. And so characterizing something that went from 316 to 318 and then would go back to 316 as a cut is disingenuous, okay? Incredibly disingenuous. And we deserve, as Portlanders, everybody out here deserves that we don't mislead them about what the numbers here are. Thank you.
And we have a budget to vote on.
I'll do one sentence. If this was a cut, then this would be a different conversation. But again, going up and then saying, no, let's not go up is not a cut. I vote aye.
Ryan.
I was elected in September of 2020. It was a really difficult vote. And the political realities were, you know, you better go ahead and cut the police, defund the police. That was the slogan. I feel like I got it right, even though I took a lot of heat for it. And we stopped the bleeding. We stopped the cuts. We've been slowly building back over the last 4 years. You've seen the culture respond. You're seeing more and more people on the street saying thank you. We're starting to finally get responses. When I went around to every small business storefront that you approved earlier, the grants, they all said, do not cut the police. This council will make a big, big mistake that you will regret if we go ahead and put this through. Residents and businesses will continue to leave. The tax base will continue to erode. There'll be a decrease in public services because this is connected to our economic development. That's where we get our revenue.
Councilor.
A decline in public satisfaction. So I really hope that this council blocks this short-sighted amendment and we get to fund parks maintenance through the levy that we're going to talk about later. And I deserve every second of what I just used my time for. No.
Cleameline.
This is not a cut. I vote aye.
Maria.
Police have had 91 fully funded vacant positions for the past 5 years, so even if it takes a few months to hire, they should have already done that by now. They are unable to hire for other reasons. I also want to point out that Murillo Amendment 7 talks about the Police Special Revenue Fund, which currently holds around $6 million in asset forfeiture fees that the police can use to fill some of their budget. We have confirmed that with city attorneys. So when they say that there is no money, there is money for them. And this increase does not have to go to police. It could go to parks. And people are asking for these park services. So with that, I vote aye.
Novick.
If the mayor had proposed cutting the police budget by $6 million and adding $2 million in general fund to the parks budget, I'd be voting to restore some police funding. Tonight, I vote aye.
Clark.
This is absolutely a false choice. I vote no.
Green.
Aye.
Zimmerman.
We chose to cut parks maintenance at the expense, or excuse me, to keep tree code regulators who we've heard about. That same recommendation came from the same director who proposed in her preliminary budget to cut sports. Mayor, you got played. They knew that this was going to happen. You got played. I vote no.
In general, I would really appreciate not being district-explained. I know my district. I knock on those doors. They want to be safe. I want them to be safe. My entire agenda is about safety. I just don't believe that a police budget that has over $300 million when we're in a dire budget needs to have an increase. So I vote to increase by $2 million. I vote aye.
Dunphy.
I've asked repeatedly what these funds are designated to be used for. I have heard broadly around call time, but I've not been able to understand what that means because everybody agrees that the academy is full. It takes 18 months to get an officer hired, and we have a 91 vacancy or 80 plus vacancies. And no one has been able to explain to me how these $2 million will actually be used this year. I vote aye.
Smith.
No.
Bertolini.
I was prepared to reconsider this after considering other options. No.
The amendment is approved with 7 yes votes and 5 no votes.
Counselors, we need